My name is Elias. For 30 years, my life had only one true north, the Obsidian Needle, a brutal, unconquered mountain peak that became my obsession, my god, and my demon. My home was not a home, it was a base camp. The walls were covered in maps of the mountain. My relationships were strained, distant. My mind was always elsewhere, up on the cold, unforgiving slopes. I had tried to conquer it twice. Both times it had sent me back, broken and humbled. This was my third and final attempt. The ascent began. The years of relentless training paid off. I moved with a focused calm. I read the ice. I felt the rock. I was not just a man on a mountain. I was a part of it, a creature of will and ice and thin air. For days the weather held. The sky was a perfect, deep blue. It felt like the mountain was finally letting me in. Victory seemed not just possible, but destined. I was on the final ridge. The summit was so close I could taste the triumph, the end of a 30-year war. And then the mountain spoke. The sky turned from blue to black in minutes. A storm of impossible violence erupted from nowhere. The wind was a physical wall, the snow a blinding curtain of ice. It was not just weather. It was a clear, final warning. You go no further. I found a small ice cave, a temporary shelter from the fury. I checked my altimeter. I was so close. Every fiber of my being, my entire identity screamed at me. Go on! It is right there! To fail now is to fail forever. But huddled in that howling darkness, something shifted inside me. The storm outside was nothing compared to the one within. I looked at my frost-bitten hands. I thought of the faces of my family. And for the first time, I asked myself the one question I had always avoided. Why? Why did I need to stand on that specific pile of rock and ice? To prove something? To whom? To the world? To myself? The answer came, cold and sharp as the wind. I had become so obsessed with the destination that I had forgotten the journey. I loved climbing, but this was no longer about climbing. This was about conquest, about ego. I realized I had a choice. I could make a final, desperate push for the summit, an act of pride, and almost certainly die there. Or I could do something far, far harder. I could accept defeat. I could let go of the dream that had defined my entire adult life, and I could go home. I chose to go home. The descent was the hardest climb of my life. Every step down was a victory over my own ego. It was not a retreat. It was an act of profound respect for the mountain and for my own life. That was many years ago. I never climbed again. My name is not in any record books. Today, my greatest adventures happen in a small park. I watch my granddaughter climb a plastic wall that is only a few meters high. I am her belay line. I keep her safe. When she reaches the top, she rings a small bell. Her laugh is the most beautiful sound in the world. I no longer look to the distant, icy peaks. I have found my true summit. It is not a lonely place at the top of the world. It is right here, in the warmth of a simple, present moment. Sometimes, the greatest act of courage is not taking one more step. It is turning around. True victory is not in conquering the mountain. It is in the wisdom to know when the mountain has already taught you everything you need to learn. Thank you for your time.